Hello, my name is Andy and I am the Village Idiot. I'm armed with a car and a GoPro and an unhealthy amount of time on my hands. I'm using that time to attempt to visit every civil parish in England. You're watching the West Lindsey series. This is one of the 9 districts of Lincolnshire and one of the county's most rural. It has 128 civil parishes. Let's see which one this episode's all about. Welcome back to West Lindsey, everybody, and to the largest village we're doing in this little run. It's nice and sunny today and Nikki's got her sunglasses on.
I certainly have.
Looking very chic, I must say.
Oh, why, thank you.
Look at this sky. It's fantastic. Now, when the sun's out like this, what do us Brits tend to do? We tend to go to the freezer, we tend to pick out any ice lollies or choc ices or ice creams that we may find in there. You usually find one right at the bottom that's been forgotten about some months ago, don't you?
Not in our house.
Not in our, well, no, because we've got kids. Anyway, here in this village, you can get an ice cream because it's got an ice cream parlour. This is Blyton. The West Lindsey series is sponsored by Gainsborough Cycles 01427 617 752. For all your cycling needs, this is your one-stop shop, located at 20 Ropery Road or online at gainsboroughcycles.com. There's a link in the description. Gainsborough Cycles, ask for Trevor Halstead. Here's my disclaimer for people who may be watching me for the first time. I say things as I would in my native accent and dialect. As a result, I may not pronounce things in the same way as the locals do. Remember, I'm a visitor. It's impossible to know everything. Leave me a comment, spin me a like and bash that subscribe button. Let's get to today's parish video. Today we're in Blyton, a linear settlement sitting between Gainsborough and Scunthorpe on the A159. Despite being linear, this one is a circular walk thanks to some helpful footpaths. Blyton is famous for a few things, most notably Blyton Dairy Ice Cream, which is as popular today as it's ever been. Given the recent hot weather, you can bet it's not going to go out of business anytime soon. There are other things though here. Blyton once had an RAF base which has now been turned into something else. We'll get a look at what it is towards the end of this episode. There's also Blyton Mill, a 5-storey tower mill which stands back off the A159. According to a dictionary of British place names, Blyton derives from a combination of Old Norse and Old English. It literally means farmstead of a man called Bligr. The settlement is listed in the Domesday Book as Blitone. From a very early time, Blyton was part of an ancient parish called Blyton cum Wharton. And speaking of Wharton, that's a hamlet which still falls within the boundaries, but I've saved it for a future episode. Stick around for a few weeks and you'll see why. Blyton's boundaries are perhaps some of the largest in this part of West Lindsey. One reason why we've already met. You might recall the Pilham episode and how in 1886 Pilham Car was transferred to Blyton. This walk generally sticks to the village, but there's enough here to fill 2 videos. Let's go and find that ice cream. As mentioned in the intro, Blyton's boundaries cover a fair chunk of land. Driving from Wharton, last week's episode, there's a number of routes you can take. I opted for the one that passes Owlet Wood. Owlet Wood was originally known as Morton Carr. It sits just to the southwest of Wharton but within Blyton's boundaries, and it's part of the Cover Sands heathland that once covered large parts of northern Lincolnshire. Visitors can explore the wood using its network of footpaths which are dry all year round thanks to the sandy soil. So why are we here? Well, this is quite a notable wood. Most of Owlet's pines and many oaks were felled during the First and Second World Wars to provide timber for the war effort. Over the century, self-seeded birch has gradually taken over the open areas that remained. A key factor in this change was the arrival of the viral disease myxomatosis in the 1950s, which decimated the rabbit population. The wood was then effectively able to regrow itself. You're right there in the shade, missus.
Yeah, fab. I'm doing just fine here.
Oh yeah,
I'm loving it.
Good.
It's quite nice actually. It's a very all I'm missing is my stitching.
Now I could have put my house on you saying something like that. Seriously, if you haven't checked out Nikki's stitching channel, by the way, I'll put a link in the description of this video. For now, we need to go into Blyton and have a walk around. So now we're in Blyton village and we begin on the A159, Blyton's main road. Most of the village is laid out along it, and there's some nice looking villas here, like this one for example. Most of its amenities are laid out on this one road as well. Blyton has a shop, 2 pubs, a club, a school, a church, a village hall, and a few other bits, including this dental surgery. If you need to reach Blyton by bus, well, that's no problem. Sited as it is on a major road between 2 towns, all you have to do is catch the 100 or the 101 services. It has a few intriguing landmarks. Check out these steps, which apparently go to nowhere. We thought this might have been a chapel or something that's only been partially demolished. How about that, eh? The steps to nowhere.
Gonna take some investigation.
Yeah, we will investigate that and find out what it is, or was. The Blyton locals will have to fill me in on those steps, as a search yielded nothing. No mystery about that shop though. That's Chic Vintiques, and it sells upcycled furniture and antique items. Here we have 2 channel favourites in one shot, an old chapel and a phone box with a defib machine in it. And next we have a bit of promotion for one of my old school friends. This is a poster for Jamie's Fit Club. Jamie is a personal trainer and was once a resident of Blyton. You'll now find her in Grayingham. Her reviews are awesome, so check her out people, you won't be disappointed. With that, we're at the parish notice board, which can be found on the side of the shop, almost in the dead centre of Blyton. Give us that thumbs up, Nikki. Another one down in West Lindsey. Are you going for a pint, Nikki?
Tempting. It's 5 o'clock in the world somewhere.
Well, if you want a pint here in Blyton, you'd come to the White Hart, which is looking very nice this morning. I'm just going to cross the road so you can get a better view of it. Yada yada yada, get across the road. It's quite a wide road, the A159. There it is in all its glory, with a White Hart.
Yeah, it's not open yet.
No.
Not open until 3:30, I think.
3:30?
Yeah.
That's quite late. As for the shop, by the way, it's a premier local known as Blyton Village Store. It's open every day from 7 AM until 8 PM, except on Sundays when it opens at 8 AM. A lion can't hurt one day a week, I suppose. Last week in Lawton we touched on Blyton cum Lawton Primary School. This here is the main building, which was originally a public elementary school built in 1881 and enlarged in 1895. This building is the latest of the 3 primitive Methodist chapels Blyton has had. This one was known as Central in inverted commas, and it opened in 1891 before being rebuilt in 1971. Speaking of building things, almost next door to this you'll currently find a board advertising some new properties in the village. Blyton hasn't had many new houses when compared to some other West Lindsey locations, but the newest ones here can all be found more towards the north of the village on the way to Scotter. These old ones will always be much more fascinating to us. Now, of course, as I said at the top, Blyton has an ice cream parlour, and it's very, very well known and very popular. It's right here, there it is, Blyton Ice Cream, since 1985. And a bit later, we'll be sampling that. Here's Blyton's other pub. This is the Black Horse Inn, which has been a traditional village pub for over 250 years. It's a dog-friendly pub too. Around the back, there's some rooms. I've driven past this pub more times than I care to count, but these were new to me. There are 6 rooms here with current prices according to their own website beginning at £45 a night, room only. The A159 now crosses a small beck. This is called Lawton Highland Drain, which eventually flows into the River Trent between East Ferry and Susworth after several other drains join it. Now we're at the junction with Curtin Road and there's a war memorial here. This is a white marble obelisk which was unveiled in 1925 by the then Vicar of Gainsborough, Canon Morris. That building in front of us is the Victoria Social Club. Originally though, it was one of Blyton's 3 primitive Methodist chapels. It has a date stone of 1865, but it's believed to be much older. Now, as well as the ice cream parlour, the other thing that Blyton is very well known for would be a racetrack called Blyton Park, which is on the former RAF Blyton. Now, a little later, this video will end at Blyton Park. It's literally just down there. The Beck and the War Memorial is where we turned around. Blyton does continue to the north for a way, but the picture bit will see to that. On the walk back, we pass Wokstar, Blyton's Chinese takeaway. Between that and the ice cream parlour is the parish office. It's got a few interesting things outside. Note the clock on the wall and the bench commemorating the Queen's Diamond Jubilee. The parish council has 9 elected members and it maintains, amongst other things, the War Memorial, Blyton Cemetery, the play area behind the village hall and the playing field at Sandbeck Lane. Right, it's ice cream time. Since 1985, this has been a family-run award-winning dairy ice cream parlour. It has 4 branches these days, but all their ice cream is still made on this original farm site. They do other hot and cold food as well as drinks. Once inside, we found the menu. I counted a massive 82 different ice cream flavours to pick from. You could be a while choosing. So we've called in here to Blyton Ice Cream to get some food, more than anything else, not really ice cream. So bacon bat for us both and a drink to keep us going as we walk around, although I might have an ice cream afterwards. Might? Who was I kidding?
Blackcurrant and licorice ice cream. The strawberry sauce. Keeps him happy.
Keeps me quiet as well. So now we leave the ice cream parlour behind and we're on a handy footpath which runs parallel to the A159 across some of Blyton's side streets. It will also take us right through the churchyard. Blyton's Grade 1 listed Anglican church established in the 11th century is dedicated to St Martin. The lower parts of the tower are Norman and sections of the aisle are early English. The chancel was rebuilt in 1877 but retains a window from around the year 1300. The north wall of the chancel bears an inscription to the children of Sir John Ray, a politician during the English Civil War. Inside, you'll find a unique war memorial and a collection of flags of the Allied nations of World War I, which hang precariously in the nave. Right, next major landmark is the Blyton Memorial Hall. Now, I've purposely got the camera trained on that and not on me while I'm speaking, because according to the missus, I have pink teeth and pink lips thanks to the ice cream. Yep. So, for the foreseeable, I won't be putting the camera on me because I don't want to look like a complete fool. Anyway, this is the Memorial Hall.
But how was the ice cream?
Oh, the ice cream was fine. It's just that if I've got pink teeth and pink lips, I really do not want to look like that on the camera, do I?
No.
I'm not really sure who I was kidding because I still needed to talk to the camera again. It's not that bad, honestly. Anyway, our next landmark is the Memorial Hall and the playground is located just behind it. The Memorial Hall is run by its very own committee. It's available for hire for private parties, weddings or events. The local WI and Evergreen clubs also use it. Every village should have one of these. One thing every village certainly doesn't have is an old windmill. This footpath continues straight past its front door, and that was somewhat fortuitous. We got talking to the owners. Before we knew it, we were invited in to have a look at the old workings. It was a wind-powered corn mill originally, but both its sails and cap have been removed. This isn't all we were invited to do. After climbing the flights of stairs and 2 ladders, I was lucky enough to be able to view Blyton from the mill's roof. From here, you can see as far away as Lincoln Cathedral. It's a breathtaking view. So thanks to Tim here, he invited me to the top of the mill. It's a cracking view up here, isn't it? It's amazing. You can see all sorts. This is certainly not something you get to do every day on this channel, I'll tell you that for free. Thanks, Tim. With the mill behind us, all that's left to do on the main walk is follow the footpath back to Paddock Lane, where we parked the car some 2 hours ago. What an amazing building. Okay, we're all the way around Blyton, and that's incredible. I've never ever been up a mill before.
I'm reeling. You know, she was just such a lovely lady. You were talking to the lady, I was talking to the lady while you were up the top of the mill with the gentleman, and she was so nice. And you know, that is the thing about the villages, isn't it? You get such nice people, and she was so welcoming. Didn't know us, didn't know anything about us, but she's still like, yeah, come in and have a look. I was like, yeah.
I think something else for you as well, because you've got that keen architectural eye. You were like all over it, weren't you?
Oh, I was all over it like well, I would say the phrase that's coming to my head, but it's not for the channel. Yeah, I was definitely all over that.
All over that.
When from the inside, from the new part to the back of the mill, from the inside, you could just see this bare brick wall, and I could have sat there all day. Again, the only thing that's missing is my station.
Right, okay, well, the only 2 things missing from this video are, first of all, the picture bit, which is coming your way shortly, and also Blyton racetrack, which is where I'm going to end this video. So yeah, here comes the picture bit right now. Here we are at Blyton Park Raceway off the B1205 towards Curtin in Lindsey. During the Second World War, this was a bomber airfield named RAF Blyton. It was abandoned in 1954. You would be hard pushed to tell that this was an airfield today. Overhead images give it away though, as you can see the old layout of the runways. Those runways are now used for motorsports. Blyton Park is a fast, challenging but ultimately forgiving circuit. The facility is open throughout the year, and it's available for exclusive hire and club events, product launches and testing and tuition. One of the funniest things about this racetrack is, even though it's called Blyton Park, half of it is actually within Wharton, because the parish boundary runs right through the centre of this site. Basically, the entrance gate and the road that leads up to the racetrack, that's in Blyton, but the track itself is in Wharton. So, you know, it was a case of, do I do this in the Wharton video or do I do it in the Blyton video? But considering it's called Blyton Park and the entrance is in Blyton,
yeah,
I think this probably made a bit more sense, didn't it?
Yeah, definitely.
So, and that's it. That's the parish of Blyton, and we haven't got to go very far to the next one. All we have to do is drive down this road here and then take a left turn, and it takes us into a very small place which will form next week's video. You've enjoyed this one, haven't you?
Oh, definitely. It's just been amazing. I'm reeling, and I'm going to be reeling all day about the windmill and things, and you know, the lovely lady and gentleman who we met there.
Yeah.
And if you are watching this video, by the way, hi, and thank you very much for welcoming us today. So yeah,
it's been very helpful.
It has. It's been amazing. It's been an extra dimension to this week's video, you know, in this district, which is something that is we're probably not going to get this much more. You know, it's not often we get invited into somewhere to have a look at something, is it?
I don't know why wouldn't we be invited to other places?
But this one was kind of, you know, we were just like basically passing by, and
yeah, I suppose
there it was.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Anyway, let's stop gabbing and let's move on to the next one. I've been Andy, also known as the Village Idiot, and this has been the amazing, gorgeous, fantastic, awesome parish of Blyton. I think I said awesome twice then.
Probably.
Oh well, never mind. And I'm out.